What is up, everyone? Welcome back to another LEGO Star Wars comparison video, guys. And today I'm comparing two sets. Both are like the same type of concept, like same type of ship, just obviously owned by different people in the galaxy. And these two ships also came out. Like these two sets have like a 5 year gap and like being released. So today, though, for this comparison video, guys, I'll be comparing the 2020 Anakin's Jedi Interceptor to the 2025 Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Interceptor. So before we get started, though, this set came out on August 1st of 2020 and it retired on December 31st of 2021. And it came with two minifigures, being Anakin R2-D2. And when it first came out, I'm pretty sure it retailed for $25 USD and $40 Canadian, I want to say. And we have the Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Interceptor here, which came out on January 1st of 2025. So with that, we'll probably be retiring like December 31st of 2026, I want to say. And it came with three minifigures, being Ahsoka, Anakin, and R7A7. And when it came out back in January, it retailed for $45 USD and $60 Canadian. So without further ado, though, let's get into the comparison. So one quick thing, though, unfortunately, is I don't have the minifigures for Anakin's Interceptor because we're starting with the minifigure. So with that, instead, I will just be showing off the Anakin from the Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Interceptor and the R2-D2, which just came in multiple sets, but this one in particular is from the Cantina. But yeah, so this R2-D2, though, it's the basic one we've been getting. We were getting for like 7 years or something with no back printing. And then the Anakin, yes, it's not from the set, but if you guys didn't know, the Anakin that did come in its Interceptor, it did it was actually instead the Mustafar Anakin for some reason, with like all like the burnt marks on his torso and leggings. So that was kind of like inaccurate, but it's not really like a big deal to me. But I would say, though, 25 or two minifigures for $25 and $40, like it's like eh. And then here for $45, and then here for the Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Interceptor, you are getting Ahsoka, Anakin, and R7A7, which I definitely think is a much better minifigure selection than the Anakin's Interceptor. Although, the one thing I will say about it is just like bumping up the price, like $20 extra for one extra minifigure. I do find kind of stupid, but I would definitely prefer getting Ahsoka, Anakin, and R7A7 over just Anakin, R2-D2. So here, for the minifigure selection, I'm going to give the point to Ahsoka Tano's Interceptor. And now, further ado, guys, we are now going to get into the build. So we're going to start off here with Anakin's Interceptor. So again, they've released Anakin's Interceptor multiple times in LEGO, but this one in specifically is the most recent one that came out in 2020. There was also another one they released back in 2005 for Revenge of the Sith, and then they released another one in between this and the original one in, I think, 2014, I want to say. But yeah, so this is the Anakin's Interceptor, and I would definitely say it's the most accurate one we've gotten of Anakin's to this day, because it's super detailed. We've even got like very small like Republic logo stickers, and it's very high quality and LEGO, I want to say. We've got the translucent blue thrusters back there, and then yeah, we got more like Republic symbols there. And I would say, though, the most beautiful part on this Interceptor is the cockpit windshield. So you just like lift it up and you can see then this is your seating inside, which I think they did a pretty good job at as well. So that was really it for the design of this set, and now getting into the play feature. So to put this thing into flight mode, you do just put the flaps. Okay, here I'll put in the 0.5 for this, but yeah, to put up the flaps like this, you just put them up like that, and you can put your Anakin in flight mode. Which, here's one thing though with this Interceptor I will say is super annoying, and that is just these like just constantly just like flapping up. It is so annoying. I hate it so much. And I'll get to that too when Ahsoka Tano's Interceptor flies around. And again, one thing I forgot to mention though, the designs, the blasters on this one are beautiful. But yeah, that's really it for the putting in the flight mode. And there's also spring load shooters on the back here for the blasters. You just flick them off like that because they are both stored in the back of, in the back of the Interceptor, right here. And now to get this thing into, and now how to get Anakin and R2-D2 into this. Essentially, you just flip up the windshield, and then you put Anakin in it. But you do have to kind of like lean him down. Like this is kind of one thing I kind of prefer with the 2014 and the 2005 ones is you don't have to like lean Anakin down for it, but here you have to. And then you can see that there's also an extra spring-load shooter stored under the wing, and then on the other side you can store his lightsaber. And now, how to put R2-D2 in here. They obviously include a spot right here to put him in, as easy as that is. And so yeah guys, that is Anakin's Interceptor there for the design and play features. Let's now move on to Ahsoka's. Alright, so now here is Ahsoka Tano's Jedi Interceptor, which the thing I was going to tell you guys again with the wings, they don't move at all in this one. It is beautiful because I'm so happy they did that with this one, guys, because that is something with the Anakin's one that I absolutely hated so much. I still hate to this day is when I'm always trying to like put the wings in the flight mode, like the wings would always like come up, but here it's not an issue at all because they have like some sort of like Technic thing built into the set. But yeah, getting into the design with this set, guys, it's relatively the same as Anakin, just instead it's all in red and white, while the Anakin's one's all in yellow and gray. So yeah, they are very similar in design. However, though, one thing I will say though, where Anakin's wins is the new windshield piece we have for Ahsoka's. It's not as accurate as Anakin's here, as you can see, and like even the way they open up, like this part here is not supposed to come up, which like it's just I just like it more on Anakin's than Ahsoka's. So there's kind of one downfall though with Ahsoka's Interceptor there, but it is what it is. And now starting off, and then we go to the back here, you can see again the translucent blue thrusters. And now finally getting to the play features though with this set. Yes, you can, I'll put this in the 0.5 again, but yes, you can put the wings up, or fold out the wings like this to put your Interceptor into flight mode. There also is spring load shooters again on the back, which fly off very easily, as you can see. And then they're stored in the back just like Anakin's, and they're very easy to like put back into place. And now to get Ahsoka and R7A7 inside of here, you just once again lift up the windshield piece to put Ahsoka, which this is the young Ahsoka, so even with her small legs, you still have to lean her down, which I think is kind of funny. And then you can store both of her lightsabers right under the Interceptor on these two clips, and you can put R7A7 in on the side of the ship right there. So yeah, that's really it though for this set, guys. Now I'm gonna back out and give you guys my full thoughts on this set, or on these two sets. Alright, so it really now comes down to this, guys. What do I think is the better Interceptor here? Which the last thing I have to cover still though is the value. So we're looking at $25. I'm just going to do the USD price. So we have $25 here, 2 minifigures, and I think like 200 something pieces. And then here we have $45, 3 minifigures and 200 something pieces. And then so honestly, I'm pretty sure, I'd say it's clear to say here the better one for the price is Anakin's Interceptor here for the price. So that's gonna give up 1 point to Anakin's Interceptor. So it's now like 1-0, obviously. And now getting into the minifigure selection. Again, we have Anakin and R2D2, and then Ahsoka, Anakin, and R7A7. Clear to say here, I would want to say Ahsoka Tano's Interceptor is definitely the better one for the price. So we're now looking at 1-1. And then, so now next up for for the playability of these sets, they both once again have relatively the exact same playabilities. So like with the windshields like moving up and everything. So I'm gonna give it a draw on the playability, even though I do maybe want to give Ahsoka actually I'm gonna give Ahsoka's the 1 extra point for the playability just because I hate how Anakin's does this with the wings while Ahsoka's doesn't. So I'm gonna give the 1 point there to Ahsoka. So we're now looking at 2-1. And then finally for the design of the set, again they're both super similar in designs, but if I want to say what's the better one for the design, I do kind of want to say, like, I would want to say Anakin just because of the new windshield piece. But like, to be fair though, I feel like the windshield piece on both of these sets look very, very, very similar to each other. So I'm gonna give it a draw here on the design, like for 2 points. So that's now gonna make it. So that's now gonna make this 4-2. So yeah, with that though, the better Jedi Interceptor in my opinion, guys, is Ahsoka Tano's over Anakin. So Anakin's, it's a great set and all, but I do think Ahsoka's is the better set. So I'd like to thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys with another comparison video. I'd say probably sometime in August. Or I'd say I'll probably have a new comparison video sometime in August when the like Playscale Jango Fett Slave one comes out, because I would want to compare that to the UCS one. So that comes out next month. So thank you guys for watching though. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And I'll see you guys with another video soon. Bye.